Hello everyone, I am Crystar and welcome to the first installation of the Add-on Bootcamp series. In this video we're going to be covering Deadly Boss mods. As you can see, I've got a fresh installation of World of Warcraft and the Deadly Boss mods add-on, so that everything is fresh and it's what you would see as a new player if you were to just install World of Warcraft and then install Deadly Boss mods. So hopefully nothing that you see here will be overly confusing. Anyway, again, I don't really do well with video editing. It takes a long time for me, so this is just off the top of my head. I apologize if that's not ideal, but you'll hear me cough a few times. I was sick recently. Anyway, so once you have DBM installed, you should go into your game menu in game by pressing escape. Check the add-ons, make sure they're all turned on and that they are not out of date. If you need help installing your add-ons, I did make a video for that previously. It'll be linked in the description. So anyway, once we have it installed, we can go to the chat command and type /dbm, and that'll open up your interface here. And now what you're going to see when you open this up is going to be the bosses tab. And you should be, hopefully you're playing this in Legion. If you're playing this in the next expansion, that would be cool. Or watching my video, of course, not playing this. So yeah, so you'll start off in the bosses tab. We'll go over to the options menu, and this is going to be where we'll start off describing what the add-on does and what you can do in the settings at least. We're just going to go over some general tips here just to get you started. I'm not going to go over absolutely everything in here. There's a lot of options that I suggest you check out. And if you want any further videos or any explanations for this, leave it in the comments. If there's something you have questions with, I will help out. I'll try to get to those. But anyway, so we go to the options. First thing I would like to do, because I kind of like having easy access to Deadly Boss mods as a raid leader, is I'll turn on the mini-map icon right here in the general options. So if you go over here, we click on general options, we're following along, show mini-map button, and that shows a little hooded figure inside a little button on your mini-map, and that's awesome. What we're gonna do other than that is we're also going to, we got the range frame here. That no longer works like that anymore, but we're going to run a test sequence real quick, just so you can see what the add-on actually does. So whenever you go and you're in PvP, you're doing dungeons or a raid, you'll see these bosses, or these little bars, you'll see these little bars show up whenever you encounter a boss. And they will just time down until an ability is going to come in. And so as you can see, that's what they're doing here. And we're just going to let this play through.
3, 2, 1.
Beware.
And this is just an example of what the add-on does, you know, most of the time.
4, 3,
There are a few other things that the add-on can do that we can mess with in the settings. But that's pretty much what DBM does. So we did the test bars. We've got a lot of these. You got your general, this is the settings for your messages, like what do you want to see show up in your chat. You've got your raid warnings, settings for that. We've got the move me for the right here. So if you want to move this so it shows up somewhere else, you want to go to raid warnings, scroll down, click move me. You can also change the colors if you like, and then this little button here will allow you to move that warning. We'll go to bar setup, and this will, clicking move me here will give you 2 drag me bars for the little bars and the incoming. This bar right here is whatever's coming in soonest. So the next ability that's going to come in is going to move down here and be on a big bar. Now I usually move this one just down below my character. so that when my camera's backed out in raid combat, I can view it without it covering up anything. And this one here is a raid leader. I like to have it real close by. So just off to the right here. And that's how you move those bars around. We've got your special warnings. Let's show the example here. That's when you get that big beepy sound. And the screen flash. And you can go through and change all those settings as well. Change the colors, the warnings with these drop down menus. You've got your heads up display. I don't think this one actually doesn't work right now with the changes that they made in Legion. But it may make a comeback. We don't know. Here in the Spoken Alerts tab, you can actually change the voice of the voice of the person who does the countdowns for each of the different kinds of sounds. I actually prefer using the Overwatch announcer that they just added recently because her voice is just more easily noticed for me when I've gotten so used to the original announcer and Deadly Boss Mods that it's hard for me to I kind of auto-tune her out, so changing the voice up every once in a while helps. So let's do a test of that real quick just to show you what that's like. So DBM pull 5. We're going to go over all of these slash commands as well here in a second.
3, 2, 1.
So yeah, you can change the announcer voice. You can show the HP frames for bosses if you want to, and you can move those around just by clicking on where it says health frame or on the health bars themselves. If you already have a good boss health bar, or if you don't need this, you can just turn it off, I think. Somewhere. You can right click on any frame that DBM brings up. There it is. See, I'm having a brain fart at the moment. So yeah, if DBM brings up a frame that you don't want to see, just right click and close it. Let's see. You can disable a bunch of stuff in this menu here. Some more. This will disable some Blizzard things, such as the sound effects channel during boss fights, hide chat bubbles, completely hide tooltips. You can, I think it skips cinematics. Yeah, hide in-game cinematics after each movie is played once, always, or disable. So if you don't want to see any cinematic ever, you can click on always. Or if you want to see every cinematic in the game just once and then never have to skip it again, then after each movie is played once, and that's how it comes in the default state. So then there's extra features here, your pizza timer. There's a bunch of other stuff. You can make DBM pretend to be bigwigs, apparently, if for some reason your guild uses bigwigs. I've not run into a guild that specifically just uses bigwigs, but I mean, if your guild required you to have bigwigs, why don't you just download bigwigs? I mean, it's not that hard. Just from my perspective. I mean, and you can turn on and off the alerts in here, like say whenever someone on your realm or in your guild engages a world boss, it'll show up here. Like if you check that box, now it'll show up in your chat. And if you want to, you can set a pizza timer if you're making pizza or if you ordered pizza. So anyway, we're going to go over to the bosses tab, and this is where we'll get a little bit more in depth on Deadly Boss Mods, and then we'll also go over all the slash commands and everything. So whenever you want to load any of these add-ons, you have to click on it and then click load add-on. Whenever you walk into a dungeon or a raid, DBM will automatically load these if you walk into a specific one, so you don't have to do it manually. Anyway, we'll go into the Nighthold here, and we'll look at the first boss, who I have not seen yet, as this raid does not come out until next week, as of this video. But there's a lot of different settings inside here. First off, the most important thing is, if you're a raid leader, it's important to note what icons will be used by DBM, or what icons DBM will automatically assign people, so that you know which ones you can use to mark players if you have to. And if those aren't available, as Scorpion uses all of the available player markers, so you would probably have to use flags for this fight, because any icon you'd put on a player would be overridden, at least all the time, or most of the time. Just give me a moment. So anyway, you have all these little check boxes that you can scroll down through for each boss. So, like, Crossus, you've got High Botanist Talarn. And what you can do is you can go through and customize these. You can turn them on and off if you want to, if you don't want to see a specific warning, or if you want to see a specific warning. Most of these are really good if you're a raid leader. I'd suggest turning them all on if you're a raid leader, personally. And you can change the announcer sound for some of these. So you can also turn it on and off the alert bars that show up on your screen as well. So yeah, if you want to change the alert for a specific boss ability, you can check this box. It was checked, obviously, but I'll check this box, and we've got it set as Special Warning 1, and that makes that sound.
Beware.
There's Special Warning 2.
Destruction.
And yeah, so if you wanted to set this as mostly anything, and if you use your scroll wheel, because there's not like a little, like a slider on the right side here, so that you can scroll up through these and scroll down through them. But if you use your mouse scroll wheel, it'll go up and down, and you can select the different ones at the bottom. There's a few extras. We'll set this back to Special Warning 1, and I think that covers most of that. So we're going to go over some of the DBM slash commands now to end the video. So if you want to get a list of DBM slash commands, you can type /DBM help. And if I was in the right channel, there we go. So if you type /DBM help, it'll give you a bunch of available slash commands. And you can also type /DBM help 2. And that brings up well, that is not what I wanted. No space. /DBM help 2, no space. And that'll bring up more additional slash commands with information at the end of them as well. But we'll go over some of the basic ones that you're going to want to use as either a raid leader or even as a World of Warcraft player in general. You can use /DBM pull, obviously, and then whatever time you put after that should be in seconds. So if I put 600, it'll be 600 seconds. I'm not going to put that in because we're recording a video right now. And we do /DBM pull. The usual is 10 seconds, so we'll do a 10-second pull timer. And this is what will happen. And your entire raid will see this pull timer.
4, 3, 2, 1.
If you are either the raid leader, group leader, or assistant, you can use a /DBM pull timer. Another one is the /DBM break. If you're a raid leader, this will come in handy if you need to take breaks often. We have, in my raid group, I do a 10 to 15 minute break, depending, at least about halfway through the raid. So we do a 3-hour raid, so about an hour and a half in, you'll do /DBM, and then /DBM break, and then if I type 10 minutes in, it'll do a 10-minute break. So we'll just do that. We're on break, guys. So as you can see, that is one of them. I swear there was another one that I wanted to go over for the slash commands. I'm going to check through real quick. feel like that covers it. If you guys have any questions about DBM, please leave them in the comments, and let me know if this video helped you, or if it didn't help you, or if I'm just really bad at making videos. And thanks.